Evening all, it's Louise here with another episode of Straighten Your Tarot. Right, it's actually the morning, it's about 7:30 in the morning for me, but by the time you see it, it'll be around 8ish tonight. I am hoping, excuse me, let me sort out this ooh-jar. I'm hoping that this video doesn't flash. I have altered some settings on my phone. I have been in touch with YouTube and they haven't been back in touch with me. If this one carries on if this one flashes too, then I'll be talking to my phone provider and asking them if it's something to do with my settings. I don't know what else to say. The only other thing I've done is turn off my bedroom light in case that interferes. I've got a new phone and it's exactly the same model and make, but a higher resolution, I think, and it might have something to do with that. But do I know what I'm doing with it? Do I heck? Anyway, welcome to Straighten Your Crown Tarot. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you want to be a member, you can go into my bio and you can click on the link and become a member. It's 99 pence a month. All proceeds, apart from membership money, from all my videos, all the revenue goes to a charity for homeless veterans in Sheffield, in Yorkshire, called Help for Homeless Veterans. And every time Google pay me for my videos, usually at the end of the month, I then send that money off and it will be in my post section with proof that where that money has gone to. Right, this reading it's not a political reading today. I woke up this morning with a voice in my head saying it's Libra season. It's Libra season, it's Libra season. Okay. So we've come out of Virgo season and into Libra season. Usually for me, I'm a Libra, but usually for me, Libra season is a little bit easier than some others. And for me at least, it seems to be an easier ride. I'm not saying that's going to be the case this time around, but it feels like there's a bit more evenness coming. Libra's all about fairness and justice, seeing both sides of an argument, being in harmony with each other. You know, Libra people who have predominant Libra in their chart tend to be more fair-minded, more giving, more conciliatory. But it's not about the people, it's about the season. Now, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know the movement of the planets and whatever that means, I've no idea. I did start to learn some astrology a few years ago, but my old brain at 59 nearly, doesn't retain it anymore. So I have retained some information over it, but not enough to actually give an astrology type reading. So I'm not going to go there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look and see what the overarching energy is for the Libra season 2025 and see what the tarot has to say. So it's just going to be a quick video, and I won't be uploading any more videos until possibly Thursday or Friday. So here we go. We have the Predictions Oracle by Trish James. And we have, where's my box? We have the Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley. It's the mini version. So lots of people email me and ask me what I'm doing when I've got my hands over these cards. I think I've explained before. What I'm doing is I'm channeling Reiki and I'm feeling for the heat in the cards. When I'm doing this with my fingers, I'm actually doing kinesiology, and it's in my head I'm saying yes or no. It's the predictions deck first. Members have asked me to explain kinesiology and do a little bit of a talk on kinesiology. I will prepare that. That might take me a while because there's a lot of information about kinesiology. So it would be mean basically narrowing it down and simplifying it, and then explaining the sorts of things you can do with kinesiology. So that will be coming up for members. And we'll see where we go. So let's have a look. What's the overarching theme for Libra season? I'm not sure if I've picked the right oracle deck, because these predictions oracle decks, this prediction oracle deck is marvellous. I love the illustrations on it, but quite often things come out of them that are wholly irrelevant, so I'm not really sure whether they are going to be relevant. But here we go, we've got one upturned, but I can't find it now, so let's go back. If it's supposed to be out there, it'll be out there. Oh, let's have, what's the overarching thing for Libra, please? We have compromised and harmful. Right. I am not actually feeling that. I'm really not feeling that. I'm feeling it's more optimistic, more community, more... I'm feeling that Libra is going to be more about people doing their own research. Oh, I'm wondering if that's got something to do with it. When I woke up this morning, I always do a meditation when I wake up. And it's just a habit of mine. I always do a meditation, about 20 minutes or so, sometimes longer, depends. But what I was getting was, it's Libra season. It's time to get up and like do your own research. Well, I do that anyway, but I'm thinking that's the message. And I'm wondering if this is about more and more people coming round to the idea that maybe their ideas aren't necessarily their own ideas, which is going to be compromising to people who don't want people to wake up. Now, that's the only thing I can think from that. I'm not feeling Libra season at all as being harmful, although I do think at the beginning of October there might be a very short and short-lived conflict of some sort. Now, that could be a relationship conflict, it could be a political conflict, it could be a military conflict, it could be some conflict in the finances, any sort of conflict that you can think of. I do feel like there might, a conflict might raise its ugly head, but then be very, very short-lived. But I'm feeling that Libra's all about people getting together and talking to one another and sharing ideas and sharing information. And I think that might be what this card means. So I'm going to put this to one side for now and see what the tarot has to say about Libra season. Now, it's the start of Libra season. It's the 22nd, so... It's the 22nd, and it's no longer Libra season by the 22nd of October. And it's usually a good time for relationships, for families, for opening up of dialogue, for being able to get your point across amicably. It's usually about respectful conversations, respect, fairness and justice. And I'm wondering if this is what we're going to see this time around. So let's have a little look. Yes, of course, we're in trying times, but I think what we need to do is we need to emphasize the good in your life, more than spending too much time on social media, listening to the news, worrying about what's going off. Now, these cards were all upright, and for some reason they're all mixed up, upside down, right way up. So let's have a week one. We've got the Ace of Swords. This is truth. This is truth. This is the root of the swords. This is the mental realm. What did I say? It's about starting to do your own research. There's going to be a lot more people doing that, particularly now. particularly now in the UK at least, we've got Keir Starmer is recognising Palestine. He says the UK recognises Palestine as a state. It's actually the Labour Party. And that, coupled with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, are starting to make the more moderate progressives sit up and think, hang on a minute, we're going down a slippery path. Let's actually do some research instead of parroting what the news is telling us, what our peers are telling us, what we're supposed to say and what we're supposed to think. This is doing your own research, and it's a quest for the truth. You know, Libra is a sword. It's an air sign. It's about the mental realm, but Libra is also about fairness, justice, the truth, getting to the bottom of things. So that's the first week. The second week, we've got the Five of Wands. So this is depicted as strife. The Five of Wands is about competition. Usually healthy competition. So I don't know whether that's to do with politics, but I think there might be some... I think this might be something to do with the Labour Party being in disarray. It might have something to do with that competition for the leadership. You've got plenty of... I don't know when the conference is, the Labour conference is, I don't know. It might not have anything to do with this, but this is about healthy competition. So this could be competition for a job. It could be competition with your peers. It could be someone who does something competitively, like sport, for instance, or I don't know, flower shows and things like that. It could be anything to do with that. But this is healthy competition. So we've got this first week from now, people waking up and starting to go on a quest for truth and finding truth. And this light at the crown, at the top of this sword, is like they will find the truth. This sword is coming out of the clouds and into the light. So if you look, head in the clouds, a head in the clouds. If you've got your head in the clouds, you're not really thinking straight and starting to think straight. And then we've got this Five of Wands, some sort of healthy competition. It might ramp up a little bit. There might be more protests on the streets or something like that. But I don't believe it's going to be violent and all that kind of thing. Week 3. Oh, I don't know what's happening to these cards, but they're heavy today. Week 3, please. I'm not taking that lot. There's about 4 there. Oh, right. So week 3, we've got swiftness, the 8 of Wands. Right. The 8 of Wands is about swiftness. It's about fast communication. It could be a barrage of emails. It could be an absolute litany of news. It could be a lot of movement. It could be excuse me. It could be what was my word? It could be news from abroad. It could be something happening abroad. And then we've got power. It's the four of Pentacles, power, but it came up in reverse. You don't believe me? Look at the cross, was upside down before I turned it. The 4 of Discs. So the 4 of Pentacles, I always read it as greed. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is my own. That kind of thing. The original tarot depicts a man with a pentacle under each foot, one close to his heart and one above his head. So he's holding on to his money. He's got money, which is the only thing that he loves, and on his mind he has money. And when you've got money, you've got power. This is a loss of power. So I'm seeing in Libra season, there's going to be a change of leadership. But for general reading, I would say we've got more people waking up. There's going to be, if you are competitive in any sort of field, you know, it'll be healthy competition, which may lead to you, which may lead to you travelling. You might be going on a late holiday or something like that. And then we've got this loss of power, loss of money. I'm wondering if that's got something to do with the budget. Might have something to do with the budget, with the government. It could have something to do with your own finance. It could be if you've been investing in something, it might not necessarily be as fruitful as you were hoping. However, what I will say is this Four of Pentacles is a caution. There's a caution to this card. There is to all of them, but the caution is sticking out to me at the moment is if money and power is the most important thing to any individual, eventually it will be removed. Now, in some way or another, not necessarily in our lifetimes, but it will go. And I'm thinking week 1, search for the truth. Week 2, there's some news about a competition. Week 3, lots of travel or news from abroad. Week 4, a loss of money and power. So I'm reading that this is about the UK government, and I think that might be because it's what's most thought about. Now, have you ever heard the saying, what you think about, you bring about? Energetically, if many of us are literally going around thinking about this Labour Party, our politics in the UK, and can't think of anything else, and how awful Keir Starmer and the Labour Party is, they are, then you're putting more attention onto that particular topic. You're also giving it more power. So this, and if more and more people are all thinking the same thing, it does transpire into the cards. I've got to admit, I have thought the same thing myself. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to steer away from being hooked on, well, not hooked, but what's the word? I'm trying to steer away from being quite so intensely watching what's going on day to day in the country, because it's just much of a muchness. It's all part of the same plan. It's all there. What's happening right now, it's all there to destroy our freedoms and make money from us. And I don't think it's going to work, because I think a lot more people are actually know what their game is, and I think that's where the compromised, harmful card comes in. I think people seeing the truth is compromising. I think the competition will come up with some compromising information. There might even be some travel or holidays or that kind of thing that politicians have been on since they've been in power. That might be coming to light, which compromises them and is harmful to them. And then we've got the budget coming up. I don't know when exactly, but we've got the budget coming up. The real figures will come out, which will compromise this particular government, or the people who are particularly in Labour, on the front bench, in cabinet. Many of them are compromised because information is going to be drip fed out. So that's as far as I think that's a country reading. So I want to know what we need to concentrate on. So what do we need to concentrate on? As individuals, as families, as communities, what should we be concentrating on? What should we... All right, I've been told put them back. Okay. put them back and get postcard from Spirit. Right, so I haven't had these out for a while. These are postcards from Spirit by Colette Baron Reid. And they are basically postcards. And on the postcard is some writing, a message from Spirit. So let's get a postcard from Spirit to tell us what we should be concentrating on this Libra season. Right. These are horrendous to shuffle for me because they are huge. Right. Oh, bear with. I haven't handled these in a while. We've got 2. So I've been told the butterfly, so we're taking the butterfly. Don't even need to Reiki it. So we've got, dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of those times when you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow, and in no time you'll reach what you have your heart and hope set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for a greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of your life. But as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents, for we're right there with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success. Love you so very much. So basically, let the shit that's going on outside of you go on without being attached to what's happening and what the outcome's going to be, because I think any sort of shenanigans is just going to come and go anyway. But just watch out and just see what happens. Have conversations with people who disagree with you. Respectful, calm conversations with people who disagree with you. I think the momentum is already there. I think the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and I think the Prime Minister recognising Palestine as a state when it doesn't meet the criteria for a state in any way, shape or form, might be his downfall, because I believe that that's just going to lead to other terrorist organisations thinking all we have to do is bully and then we'll be recognised as well. So we might see a bit of a rise of extremism, but yeah, we've got enough shit going on. We don't need to be concerned about what's going on outside of our own front doors. Right, I'm off and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Ta-ra!